Good morning. It is Monday, October 5th, 2020. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Tai Chi. And this is my cat, Shen. She's going to... Not really, but yeah, it's all right. I have one thing that I'm going to talk about real quick as I go over here and adjust this for a second. I have thought about and been working on have thought about and been working on what to do with this class. We have worked on the first part of Yang style Tai Chi, a little modified version to fit into this room, small room form. And I have been repeating several of the exercises, several of the different postures, with some explanations. I believe there's value in that. It's how we learn. We take things apart and we examine what's going on, and we put it back together and put it back into our practice. With that, I'm also looking at how much of the form I have given and what else might be done. I have come up with something that I'm going to introduce a little bit of this morning, if my cat will allow me to do that. She likes the stretches. She likes getting petted. Yeah, she's ready to start class. She's ready to start. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do the stretches. We'll do our footwork practice, and then we'll work on the form, and I will introduce what's going to be something that I will add over the next probably the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna say. And then we'll work on that through the end of the year, and at the end of the year, which for me is going to come in January, I'm going to look again at what I'm doing, what I've been doing, and what might otherwise be done, or if there's no change that needs to be made, what that looks like. I'm not sure right now. I want to keep this class. I think that there's value in me. There's value to me in me being here at 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, there's value for me to do this. I'm hoping there's value for at least a couple of folks, in that not only am I doing this live, but I'm also recording. What I'm looking at doing is having some live sessions in other time slots, so that somebody that's maybe on the West Coast that doesn't want to practice at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, could join the class, right? So I want to look at some of that. Let me put my coffee down. Let's practice. And so I have my intermittent, persistent, not working properly, whatever it is, come and go error message over here. I do wish they'd fix that. All right, Kat. You are properly positioned. See, she's properly positioned right in the middle, so that if I stand here, I'm obligated to pet her as I do my stretches. She's going to move. Thank you, Shin. All right. Feet about shoulder width apart. Cat can be in whatever appropriate position Cat wants to be in. Stand straight. Knees bent just a little bit. Relax through the shoulders, pull up through the crown of the head, hands down at your sides, open the arms, right? So we don't do this, it's open. Fingertips down and relaxed, wiggle them just a minute. All right. Smile. Matters. Circle. Pull up along the center line. And stretch out. Pull up through the abs. And we're going to finish this set, and then I will step over to the machine and put on the nice music. Relax, pull up. As you stretch up, make sure you keep your shoulders down. All right? The shoulders don't go up. The arms go up, the shoulders don't. Then you can play with the cat while you're down there. And reach out, keep the knees bent. She really does think I'm playing with her. And reach out, breathe. Ouch. One more time. Reach out. Cat hazard. Don't do that, Jim. Don't do that. Thank you. Don't do that. Don't do that. And stretch up. Reach up with the fingertips and elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. And stay there just a second. I'm going to go put on the nice music. I was looking where my footprints were. I right back to the same spot. I used to do this when I was practicing on the beach. I lived 10-ish minutes drive from a beach, and I would go early in the morning and practice fresh air, nice rhythms. The sand on the beach would always take your footprints. And one of the things in practice is that with Tai Chi practice and with other sets is that you want to return to where you were. Whenever you're going to start something, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to go that way, I'm going to whichever direction I'm going. And you come back to where you were. You come back to your starting place. Being able to do that is part knowing where you started. So, yeah, I gotta look, okay. And part understanding what the stepping method is doing so that you can gauge your step and that you understand how it travels. We're going to work on that a little bit this morning. Meantime, inward stretches, hand circle to the front. Up along the center line. Fingertips up and drop down. Fingertips drop down. Wrists. Follow your fingertips down. Bend through the knees. Open the hip. Hold through the hip and the upper thigh. Reach up. Breathe in as you come up. Arch through the back. Stretch out. Two more. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Come back to center, left side, right side. You go to your left, I will go to my right. Turn. Use the legs. Open the hip, open the waist. Come to center. Other side. Your right side. One more time, I'm going to see if I can do it without getting my hands grabbed. She was waiting for me. And center, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She was waiting for me. All right. So, get a sip of coffee over here. Let's work on our step. I'm going to relocate her in a second. We'll work on our stepping method, and then I want to work on the first part of the form and what I'm going to introduce from the second part. Come here, Relo. Oh. Hi. Were you helping? Thank you for helping. Go over there and help. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Hands behind your back. Relax and shift left Open right. Transfer the weight onto the right. Step through to the left. Transfer the weight. Turn back, step back, transfer, turn, excuse me, yes, I was checking for how many more steps do I have before I hit the bookcase. And this goes down at the side. Turn the right foot. And straighten. Alright, turn around. Or I'm going to turn around. Hands behind your back, go sideways, that way. Shift right. Open left. Extend. Transfer. Bring it through. Transfer, extend, keep it low, reach through the hip. As this leg stretches out, reach through the hip. Feel like your leg is extending out from your hip, which is what exactly you are doing. And go back the other way, right leg. One more. And straighten. Okay, so I mentioned this idea that extending the leg from the hip is what you're trying to do. That's exactly what you're trying to do. Okay, so as you reach this leg out, especially at this lower level, it's easier to find it because you're not straining to keep the leg up and extend it. It's down here, so it's not that much of a difference compared to a lot of what we would normally do in day-to-day walking. Okay, so as you reach this leg out, you want to feel like right here in the hip, pull. Okay. The leg really extends out, and you want to feel like there's a separation that you're creating. Your hip is holding here and your leg is reaching out there. You're creating this whole separation through the entire hip and the upper leg area and the groin area. It's open. And transfer. You want to keep that same kind of feeling on the other side as you bring this in. Opening the hip gives us greater flexibility through the lower body, through the legs. It also improves overall circulation. This is a cardiovascular circulation through the entire body. A lot of times, especially if we're sedentary, we get a lot of stuff that collects right in here. Alright, by using this exercise to open up the hip, it encourages circulation, natural circulation through that entire area of the body. It helps to get rid of the spare tire. It really does. Other benefits as well, but this circulation benefit is one of the, what I would say is probably the most valuable for our. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to our Tai Chi practice today, and I have to relocate the cat again because I'm going to do this quickly, and then I'm going to stop and go back through it. All right, cat. Shin, you're the star of the show today. I know. Say, yes, I am. I'm the star of the show every day. I am. She's a good cat. She is. She's a very good cat. She's just off camera now. All right, so I'm going to do this according to what we have been doing so that you can understand where I'm going, and then I'll turn around and do it again so you can see a little bit more clearly what I'm doing. All right, so we're here, and again, I'm going to do this not too fast, but a little bit more quickly than what we would normally practice. Feet together, stand straight, salute, and you don't need to follow with this, just watch. There's no change here. Everything here is exactly the same as what we've been doing. I'm just moving a little bit more quickly right this moment. All right? This is all the same. Again, no change here. Again, no change. All the way through this first part, there's no changes. What happens now is a little bit different. Yes? Alright, so this is just to give you an idea. I'm going to slow it way down. Don't worry. Alright, so this is from the second part of Yang style Tai Chi form. I have looked at, I mentioned this early on, I've looked at what I've been doing. I have looked at what I presented so far. I've looked at some of the goals that I set for myself early on as far as presenting and documenting some of what I've learned over the years. I think there is value in continuing with this small room type of practice. I want to include more, and as I was working through it, this plus there's more that I'm going to be able to add. So I took another look again at how the form moves. I talked about this at the beginning with the stepping methods, and then finding your step and practicing on the beach, all of that. I got really good at my placement because I worked on the beach and I looked at my footsteps and I saw what the form was doing. So in this second part of the form, we have a repetition of push back the monkey, doling. That's the Cantonese, and that's the way I learned it for this form. Repetition is 3. I'm going to do 1. All right? So the same kind of thing that I've done in the first part of the form, which is to eliminate 2 repetitions of brush knee. So we turn around, single whip, hand strum, single whip, raise the hands, white crane spreads its wings, brush knee, step up, hand strum the lute, And there's 3 repetitions of brush knee in the traditional form. I've taken out 2 of them. I'm going to do the same thing with the repetition of push back the monkey. I'm going to take out 2 repetitions. So we're still going to do the move. We're still going to work on the move. But so that it's more amenable to a smaller room, a smaller space, which is what most of us have right now. Still. I'm going to make some adjustments. And I'm going to look at what else might be added. So I have a plan that will take us through December into January, and then I will look at what changes, what adjustments, what other things I may be doing that would be a huge change, if any. Not sure I'm going to have that, if any, come next year. My inclination is to add more of the traditional Tai Chi, Yang style Tai Chi form, and if possible, complete all 3 segments. I'm not sure that's feasible in small room, but I'm going to look at it. At a minimum, we're going to have the opportunity to return to where we started. Okay, I talked about this at the beginning when I was looking for my footing, right? So as we start out, we're here. And then we go over here without the coffee. And we stop. All right, what I'm going to add takes us back to where we were. So that part of footwork and managing your place in space. I'm in 3-dimensional space. Where am I within this space? Nobody else is going to manage that for you. You have to do it. Dancers and athletes learn this sometimes just because they're playing the sport. Dancers usually learn a little bit more formally, but if you're playing a sport, you learn about space and taking the other person's space and or not, right? So your place in space. This is 3-dimensional space. Where are you? Where is your body? How are you placed? Where are you stepping? How does your stepping, how does your leg extension, how much your leg is bent, how does the dynamic of the form contribute to your place in space, and how can you manage that? That's a big part of what we're working on here. All right, so let's do that. Let's work on it. I'm going to leave the nice music off for right now. Focus on, because we do have some repetition of what we're doing in the first part and the second part. All right, so focus on the individual moves and pay attention to where your center is. That center line. We've worked on that quite a bit this week and last week. Where is your center? Feet together. Stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Shoulders down and relaxed. Knees bent slightly. Toes grip the floor slightly. Fingertips down. And salute. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Transfer the weight to the right. Release the left. Open. Center. Arms up. Breathe in. Press down. Breathe out. Shift left. Open right. Step through. Turn. Step through. Turn. Pull down. Press. Push. Turn around, single whip. Pull in. Hands up, raise the hands. Turn. White crane spreads its wings. Right hand down, turn. Brush knee. Step up. Hands strum the lute. Turn. Brush knee. Shift back. Deflect downward. Parry. And punch. And yeah, I did have to check for the cat. And shift back. Close the door. Turn. Crossing hands. Stay there. Turn to your right. Right hand turns, left toes turn. Left hand presses down. Circle. Brush knee. Huh? Shin, you gotta go. There you go. Thank you. I need a little more floor space here. Alright, so I'm here. Right hand turn. Right hand comes through. Left hand push out, brush knee. Circle. Press. Push. Turn. Right? So we have different direction. Same move. That's not the same, right? So, ward off, roll back, press, and push. Brush knee, ward off, roll back, press, and push. Crossing hands. Turn right, left hand down, right hand out. Left foot turns in, because I'm going to step on the diagonal. Right hand circles in, left hand circles up. Right foot steps out. Brush knee. My left foot needs to be prepared for me to step here, right? So as I step out on the 45, if I come back, I should have my left foot out to the 45, my right foot straight, and about one of my fists in between both of my heels. Right? How did I get there? I'm here, turn, crossing hands. As I open to the right, I'm going to take more of my weight, not 100%, but more, 85-ish maybe, onto my right so that I can release the left. As I step out, my left foot is already placed correctly. Let me do this. Yeah, let me face this way. Okay. Here, shift, turn, right? It looks awkward because I'm doing it without all of the weight transfer and I'm stopping halfway through. What would normally happen as I get to here is there's an immediate transfer back onto this leg, right? Transfer the weight, turn, transfer, shift back. Now this can come around and it's not the awkward feeling that you would get if you're trying to... Cat, you gotta go. I don't have any room to do footwork here. It's not the awkward feeling that you get if you're trying to stick this foot and stick this foot. This is good for Bagua, this is not so good for Tai Chi, right? So as we turn this, there's that weight transfer so that we can release the front foot and get ready to make that step, right? Let me do this, face this way. Watch my left foot. Right? I talked about this before, setting yourself up for the next step. That's exactly what we're doing here. All right, so from crossing hands, turn to the right, right hand circles out, left hand presses down. Right hand circles in all the way to the left, right comes out, step, brush knee. Left hand circles, right hand circles up, pull down. Press and push. We do that here. Right? We're just doing the same, basically the same set in another location. I would like my cat to be in another location right now. I'm using the floor, Shin. Thank you. I'll be done in a minute. They appreciate it when I'm polite to them. I try. Anyway. Stay over there. Feet about shoulder width apart. Right hand cross in front of left. Turn. Step through. Right hand comes up. Turn. Pull down. Press. push. Okay. Do it again. Crossing hands. Shift right, open right, turn left, step through. Right comes up over left, turn to the right, right hand pull down, press, shift back, and push. Do again. Crossing hands. Shift right. Turn left. Open. Brush knee. Right hand crosses. Left hand comes around. Pull down. Press. And push. Orientation on this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, simply because we're now changing from sets where my back is predominantly to you to, so you're standing, if you're watching me, you're functionally standing behind me. As I turn around for a couple of these moves, you're going to be functionally standing in front of me. Nothing I can do about that. It's Bhagwad's harder. All right, but so what I have to do then is I need to make sure that the orientation, where am I in space, is clear. So as I've started here, this is front, right? My wall here for me is front. If we were in a studio, it would be mirrors and I could see everybody behind me. Yeah, I can't do that. I'd have a lot of reflections in this room. So what we're paying attention to is this is front. This is over here, this is the back, right? So I'm standing, I'm facing front, you're facing front, we're all going together, and I'm going this direction, and I change a little bit, but not too much, and now I'm over here, and now I am back here, and I'm facing front. All right, with this move, I turn around to the 45 so that back, this is now, I'm facing back. This corner to 180. Brush knee, pull down, ward off, pull down, press, and push. Now we're back in an orientation, place and space. That's easier to follow because you're not having to turn around to figure, where am I? What am I supposed to be doing here? This is something that is a stumbling block for every beginning student and for many students that are a little bit more advanced. The turns and being able to watch while you're trying to do the move and you're trying to copy what I'm doing, but you can't really see what I'm doing because you're turned in the opposite direction. So you're doing this, right? The advantage of video is that you can play it back so you can get the move where it should be. The other thing is that I will turn around a couple of times during our practice so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing from the orientation that you need to be. I'll give you an example. So, in our form practice, we should be here to open, right? At this point, you are facing away from me. You can't see what I'm doing. However, if I start here, for this, just show you where this move goes, right? I start here facing you. You stand facing away from me, right? Turn, right? All the way shifts back to the left, get ready to step and step through. Whoa, you can see me now, right? Exactly. So in an in-person class, I would do exactly the same thing with this type of a move, so that everybody knows what they should be doing, and they're able to follow more or less with the moves that I'm doing. As we practice this more, again, we add more to the practice and it becomes more comfortable, we can work on the timing issues, and we can work on, at what point should I turn here and how can I, so that works. But for today, we have just this one piece, which has, for me at least, quite a bit of value. So feet are shoulder width apart, hands crossed, shift right, turn left, step through on the 45, right hand over left, reach out to the right, pull down, press, and push. And we're going to stop there for today. This ward off, roll back, press and push is the same as what we're doing over here. Just change the direction. The difference in this move, right? The difference compared to other things we've done up to this point is the turn. This we've done, brush knee, right? Cross up over here, close enough. Right? So, one of the things that I will point out in closing, Yang style tends to repeat quite a bit. Throughout the form, there are segments that are focused on repetition. They're focused, brush knee. We see brush knee a lot in Yang style Tai Chi. It's an important move. It's an important skill. It's a fundamental stepping method combined with a fundamental hand method combined with a fundamental body method. Transfers of weight, etc., etc., etc. These are fundamentals. It's built in. That repetition of fundamentals to develop fundamental skill is built in. And that, to me, is one of the most valuable things in the entire system. That it builds in those fundamentals, which give us the ability to do all of the other fancy stuff that we might want to do. If you don't have fundamentals, it's not going to happen. So repetition on the fundamentals is one of those things that we should value, and it's one of those things that I value quite a bit. Appreciate you being here this morning. I appreciate you coming to class, listen to my explanations and whatever else it is I happen to be talking about. Appreciate that. Shin, appreciate you coming. I will be here tomorrow with Tai Chi, and we'll add just a little bit more to this segment. I'd like for this week and next week to get us back to our starting position. Appreciate you being here again. Thank you. See you tomorrow.